For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that IKECHUKWU may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, IKECHUKWU purimihenine, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children, IPOB, to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, O Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. He said,
without fear before our enemies, we have sworn an oath to restore Biafra, or we die in the process. There will be no retreat and no surrender. If the option they give to us is to seek our restoration by violence, every living thing living in the zoo will be destroyed. All the animals will be destroyed. It's a promise and a pledge we are making to them. They must understand that we just don't love our country. We are fanatical about Biafra. We will do everything humanly possible to ensure that Biafra comes. It is either the flag of Biafra is raised up, or I am lowered into the grave. One of the two must happen. It is better for this heaven and this earth not to exist than for Biafra not to come to pass. We dedicate it into the hands of IKECHUKWU, the creator of the heavens and the earth, because only him decreed that we should exist as a race, and only him has the say to decide and to determine if we are to survive or not. We don't rest our hopes in any man. We don't believe that any country can do anything for us. We are going to reaffirm our faith in the supremacy of the creator of the heavens and the earth, Chukwu Abiyama, upon to whom and in whom every glory and honor belongs to. That's why we worship him and nothing else and no other. We worship the one true living God. That is who we worship. That is why we were created. We are not like any other people. We have been chosen by Chukwu Abiyama to serve him. We have been chosen by the creator of the heavens and the earth that we may serve him. That is why in our names it contains every praise imaginable. Every praise imaginable to the Most High is contained within our names because we are very special people. We are here to reaffirm and reiterate that. We are here to ensure that this very march towards our freedom cannot be hindered. Any obstacle on our way, real or imagined, man or woman, adult or child, anything it is, once you are an impediment to the restoration of the sovereignty of Biafra, you will be destroyed completely and totally. In every way imaginable. We do not forgive. There is no forgiveness in our dictionary. We are here to ensure that the death of 3.5 million people is not forgotten. It is to them that I owe every ounce of loyalty and obligation. They are not here to offer any advice or to ask us to forgive Gowon. They are not here to ask us to forgive Haruna. They are not here to ask us to forgive the Yoruba people and the Awolowo family. The reason why we exist is to ensure that their memory, that they can never ever be forgotten, that their memory will linger on forever, that as long as man walks this earth, this world will remember the 3.5 million people that they killed, men and women that did nothing, children that were innocent. Their only crime is to be blessed by God. That is the only crime they have committed. As those children were being slaughtered, as they were being starved to death by a very wicked and cruel world, spearheaded by Awolowo, everybody looked on and did nothing. Instead of them to help us, they ensured that our absolute blockade from land, air, and sea was absolute, that we may die, that the children of God may die. But lo and behold, Chukwu Abiyama determined that we cannot die, that we cannot perish, because we are his own. Despite all our iniquities, despite all our sins, he made us in his image. He gave us that very edict to worship him, and that is what we do every blessed day on this radio station, without fail and without the fear of any human being, talk less of an animal in the zoo. We are here to worship Chukwu Abiyama. For those who don't understand what Chukwu Abiyama means, he is the creator, the supreme creator of the heavens and the earth. And to him we owe everything that we are. And upon him and to him does every honor and glory belong to. This is Radio Biafra. As I wait.
Good evening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. This is Biafra Our Media, and my name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in the United Kingdom, and it's 39 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. Presumably the same 39 minutes on top of 9 p.m. on the holy land of Biafra this evening. We are on Alpha Power Media. I oblige and I thank our comrades that was in Biafra Radio this evening, giving a testimony. The testimony must continue. We are not provocating because at the end of the day, the story must be told. This evening, the reason why I'm here this evening is to address a very wayward and hopeless individual that doesn't, uphold any ethic of his profession if he have one. It could have been easy that he's a native doctor in a village. I could swallow it. But when you presume that you're a lawyer and you don't know the decorums, you sign, there's a code of conduct. As a lawyer, there's things you don't say outside, the confidentiality of your client is very pivotal. We all have been into different countries and we have a personal lawyer. It depends on what you do in life. But this evening, like I rightly said on the flyer, because when we come here, we come with evidence. We don't just accuse, we don't just talk, we don't rant, we don't hide our faces and be ranting. When we want to speak, we speak unequivocal, without no apology to any bagger. I have to quote my leader. Now, this individual, we have to go back from the beginning, like as we said. I remember when he came out and threatening Aloy Ejiofor. Aloy Ejiofor is one of a million. I have to say that. I'm not praising him. When you say if you do good. And moreover, he's an employee to IPOB, to Mazi Umeh Kanu. Every single individual work for us. So there's no affiliation whatsoever. And you should not allow sentiment to overcloud your intelligence or your profession. You must remain professional in everything you do. In this country, when you want to apply for a job, they will ask you, what will you, how do you handle pressure? If you're under pressure, doesn't mean you go out and ranting like a mad dog. A mediocre, in quotes. Now, the reason why I titled this The Dilemma of a Failed Crooked Lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was nobody before he came through the back door in IPOB. Regardless the testimony he gave on the radio, Mazi Umeh Kanu. Imagine, you are representing a client still sitting down in DSS dungeon. You have the temerity. Even there's a point he said that Onyendu will not authorize him to say, but you going contrary. Some of you moronic does not even understand the word he said. Because they asked him so many questions, he couldn't answer. That's why I said, we want you to cast that stone first, then we will bury you alive. This program is going to bury Ejiofor and his generation. This is episode 1. And I'm not going to spend more than episode 3 on him because tonight I want to lay foundation. Very, very pivotal. From the beginning. We don't just say things. Before we say it, we'll give you evidence. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor have projected himself as the main enemy and the cankerworm that have entered IPOB from the back door, from the onset. And I will explain tonight to you. Like I said, we don't just accuse people. We don't call names. We don't say things without giving you evidence. Now, before I will play his dilemma in the Saboteur radio, no longer Radio Biafra, because don't represent Biafran people, I want to show you, because you know, black man, when you say if you want to hide something for black man, put it in writing. On this platform, everything, if you go to UK media or Alpha Power Media, go and watch every single program we have made from the day we emerge to question the nefarious acts of this enemy within IPOB, those that came to kill Mazi Umeh Kanu and destroy IPOB within. There's nothing we have said we have not fact-checked. I don't have personal issue with anybody, but when you cross the line, like you see, you think he can look at, if you look through dictionary, you can write whatever, Ejimako have crossed the Rubicon. But look at all it ran for 3 hours. Ejimako tweeted only one tweet. One tweet destroyed everything. You have all this jump up, include Ejiofor. Kanu in the other hands is somewhere. I will bring all this. Like I said, I want to lay a foundation because I don't want to jump. I don't want to be very, very hurried in this program. After this program, Ejiofor will not exist anymore because I thought, you know, like we said, forget about the one doing saga. We don't do saga. You know? People that are making in cynical comments, you know, to get no. That's not what we do here. What we do here is that what we do, you know, when you what we do is that we bring, you know, when you want a dog, if you anytime you put in any stuff on the dog, you must show it to him so you know maybe pinching here or her. Now, what I'm saying is this: Ejiofor, before I start playing his voice. And you know the funny thing, I want to make a disclaimer here for every Biafran listening to me, because today I get a call from our brothers from Liverline, and so many people are apprehensive. Now, imagine someone that purportedly projects himself to be IPOB lawyer, came on the so-called radio, presumably they projected to be our mouthpiece, which is not anymore. Now, a clown is intervening him, which he doesn't show his face. All this shenanigan. The person running them is the guy that owns this guy they call Moses. This guy is the one making ends meet out of the blood of IPOB. They project his picture on Facebook, and the other man is somewhere else ranting under pseudo and saying all manner of garbage. I did a program about 747,000 that Madam Oyibo All of them, including Ejiofor, cheered. I will now tell you the genesis. I want to read that particular memo. And tonight, I'm going to read the official press release that Bufem gave Ejiofor to withdraw from the legal team because Ejiofor was embodiment. Because Ejiofor is a common criminal. How can you be? You are being charged. Onyendu has no criminal record. How can you, as a criminal, be defending someone that is not a criminal? How can you fathom that? Bruce Fein came all the way from America. You know, the question, the person asking you question, he wasn't asking question. He was looking for a place to come and do politics with his the person that sent him to school. I literally brought up, grew up, in Idemili. So I know Orifite very, 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 very well. I know Orifite very, 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 very well. All my younger ones went to Orifite boys. So I can tell you for free, it's a place I knew well. Now, the politics is trying to rope IPOB into his own, demented way of life because you're a lawyer, but he's still scrubbing in your village with no. And the man in question is the man that contributed into your education. And you're a lawyer today, which you don't even know what your profession is because a lawyer cannot keep confidentiality. I don't know what that lawyer is. Can't you see Ejimako? I'm not trying to blow his horn here, but listen, a lawyer Ejimako, Onyendu is a spirit. He knows everything. He knows everybody. Even upon his ranting, he tweeted one tweet and came back and told you what Onyendu told him. But he said in your broadcast that Onyendu will not want you to, say things you're saying on the platform he built with his blood and the blood of our people. Mazi Umeh slept in the seat of London because of Radio Biafra. He had the nerve to sit down in that same platform and malign our leader. He said it with your mouth that Onyendu is not approval of what you're doing. But of course, you want to tell Biafra, as what? Are you a member of IPOB Ejiofor? I'm asking a very pertinent question because what you're projecting as if you're not a member of IPOB. If you're one, tell me your zone and show us the receipt you've been paying money since you joined. And who took your oath? You are a lawyer that came through back door. I will tell you how he came to IPOB. Forget about who recommended you, but your record, we have it. You see, Obete is 1,000 times better than you because we know his objective when he came. Even Uchemo, the former deputy Uchemo Ford, but he's his friend, childhood friend. When this whole saga started, Uchemo for himself backed up. Even he was the man standing there. He backed up. But you came through the back door and it's questionable. And we have to go through this thing, itemize them tonight. Like I said, we don't just come out and talk. We talk when it's necessary. But I said, I will bury you with episode 1 and 2, 3 because I will give every evidence. And it's there for you to watch. What we say is going to be in archive. Our children, my kids are here. I have kids here. I have kids in Africa. They will grow up and watch it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let me come down and show you guys. First of all, I want to play a short. This audio is about 20-something minutes, but I want Madam Oyibo to speak before I will read. The person that Madam Oyibo is talking to is our former U.S. National Secretary, Latina McPeters, because she was born in America. She's not a typical African person, so he couldn't butt over. And she was very steadfast, and she made herself, and she resigned. Now, I have the document here. I want that voice to play because the document that started all the mayhem in IPOB was drafted by Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Remember when this guy asked him, how did he get in contact with Bruce Fein? He never answered that question. He said some people. He never mentioned the people. He want to come out to talk. Who was the people that introduced you to Bruce Fein? Bruce Fein is an American. What does he need from you? You give him visa to come and do what in Nigeria? It has been contracted to come and do a work because it's only them can speak. Look at Amnesty. It's only Americans who will speak. You listen. They are the one that this survey found out that 75% of Igbo people as a tribe encompasses in Nigeria have been maltreated, which I say is 100%, because no Igbo man will come out and tell me that he has not been maltreated in Nigeria one way or the other. Even those saboteurs, even those slave leaking assets. So I want to play that audio for 5 minutes, and I'm going to read the reason why I'm laying the foundation. I don't want to rush it because I got a lot of things to talk about and to prove to you. Ejiofor came out and ranting, shouting. I think when you shout on the radio, a dead radio, then everybody will run away. Ejimako have told you that Onyendu instructed him, but that is Ejimako. Our job here is to expose you, including your house. He said they burn your house. We will show you your house when he was born and prior after he was born. That's why he was born. We will tell you all these things. We don't need to say them. We want to show the world for them to see. Because you need even qualify to be a native doctor. You're not qualified to be a native doctor because you don't know what your professions are. You say you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. And you are tapping into your client's affair. How does that add up? I don't understand it. I don't understand that. Someone needs to explain this to me. But I will leave it there. Let's listen to Madam Oyibo, conversation between Madam Oyibo and Latina Mark Peters, please. Let's listen.
I'm so sorry. You know my phone. I know you understand. Okay, luckily, the person that called me, honey, I have been very frustrated. You see, since yesterday, I'm honestly very frustrated. So maybe if I found somehow, some certain things I don't have. But right now, thank God that you said what you said. So when the person that called me, I asked him the question. I said, I have one of our financial secretary, national financial secretary, that asking me, there has to be, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I answered the question that I asked you based on what I know. But correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you are asking me is that you want to know, you want to have or see the document that gave me authorized representative. Is that what you're looking for, honey?
Yes, the one that was the one that the lawyer gave you.
Yeah, the one that that they have to give me that authorization. Okay,
yes,
good.
Yes.
Because
for some of you listening, the lawyer they are referring to is Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I want you to pay attention. You know our people don't keep memories. And the reason why I'm going this back, I'm retracting to this level, is that I want to start from the beginning. I don't want to read the memo without hearing this voice. And the voice that I'm saying here is Latina Mark Peters, while questioning about Madam Oyibo's legitimacy of having the power of attorney over Mazi Umeh, giving him the power of attorney to taking over IPOB. That is why the lady was very, 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 curious to know exactly where that power came from. Some of you questioning about what is it called? Nnamdi Ejiofor's memo. You will hear when she says she wants a letter heading from the attorney's office. Every single one of you claiming you went to school, those that are shouting they love Mazi Umeh, when someone used a letter heading, especially a solicitor in a country or a lawyer or attorney, depending on where you reside, how they pronounce they lose on, to identify these individuals. You must not question that because it's legitimized by the. Once you see letter heading, you don't question that because you can always refer back to it. Very, very important. So I want you to pay attention on this voice. I will leave it about 6 minutes before I read the so-called guidance principle. Then I will move on, please. Very important.
When you asked me the question, I said to you, my answer there was more for me and you, that my dear sister, all we know is that we are financial secretary and financial treasurer. Whatever they gave me is what I gave you. And what I give you is what I have. But you were asking me about document that actually that can prove that I am the one that there was authorized.
Right. But wait a minute. That's not. Wait a minute. No. That's not the one. See, in our meeting, after we had that meeting, remember after the meeting, the emergency meeting we had with the lawyer, after he made all of that stuff in the statement, you said, "Can you please give that to me in a memo?" He was supposed to give you that in a memo, in a header, from his attorney, from that attorney's office.
Do you listen to what the lady says? From a header, meaning letter heading, because she's an American. A header to prove that is official. Because if Ifeanyi Ejiofor could have lied against our leader with his letter heading, you know what that means? That's a crime. That's a fraud. You can't do that. It's not verbal. It's not some people say, Onyindi say no. When an attorney or a lawyer, a solicitor, writes a letter on behalf of his client or a memo, he dare question that. Any single human being that questions that is a non-entity. Put me anyway. That's why I want to look at all of you. You see, the world is watching with keen interest, and they knew how ridiculous our people can be. This is the girl that was born in America, and he's questioning Rita Ezeisi to get a letter heading of approval that Onyindu gave her the power of attorney to take over IPOB, and she couldn't provide it. But we are getting somewhere, please.
Okay, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes,
He didn't give
because
me
that's
that.
it. I have been getting harassed by my members asking me for this information because nobody wants to put it. It's just I can't share. I can show them the information you gave me. I can show them that information, but right now it's like.
Really? Okay, listen to me now. Let me tell you. I asked that question because I did not want to do anything without putting in writing. He said, yes, there is something put in writing. So after the meeting, my dear sister, the man called me and said, where is your email? And he wanted the email. Well, he has the email of the other lawyer because they are supposed to receive the same thing. And those are supposed to receive the same thing. I gave my email. They have the lawyer email. So he took that thing. And I was like waiting for the memo. I never received. So
who made up the memo?
Listen, let me finish so you can understand me. Then I gave him my email and the lawyer's email. So when I called him, when I waited for him like on Monday, then I went on the air. After the meeting, I'm still promoting the liaison. I get so upset. I called them again. I said, where is the who's supposed to be sending this? I thought you're supposed to send me something that I can use to go and open your.
You know, when someone is lying, this is a girl that was born in America that wants to serve our country. This is how these people have really called themselves in presence of everybody. People are watching. And how is the world is going to be sympathized to us? Look at how gibberish this old woman is talking because she knows she's a criminal. She's aided and abetted in all this crime. They're the one that sold our leader. But look at, you can see the pressure she's going through because this young lady pinned her on a very crucial point, asking a fundamental question. And this is a question when you pray to them, they say, oh, if he's Onyindu, are you going to answer asking the same question? You're not Onyindu, you will not be Onyindu. All of us has been designated with a task. All of us work under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not you. You can't presume whom you are not. It is unfathomable. You cannot fathom it in another generation. Not even in your entire generation, it wouldn't happen. Because people like us will not even, if you exist, I don't know, I don't give a monkeys about it. But you can hear this old woman gibbering, and she can't even comprehensively answer a very straightforward question because she's a pathological liar. Listen, there's a point I want to make. It doesn't matter if it's 6 minutes. This first program I can lay the foundation, then before I throw the bombshell. I don't really care, you know.
He said yes, but look at how, that's when he started explaining to me that draft will come to me after those who put it in the
don't know if you're paying attention. This pressure has gone to the extent that now she's confessing to the lady what has transpired. Because this was still 2021. Then Chikedozie will not dare to question things because he didn't know the position of our leader. He refused to use our official letterheading to write this memo I'm going to read. Furthermore, I want you to listen to what the lady is going to say because I want you to listen to this audio before I read the memo. I'm going to read that memo. Like I said, I can use today to do lay the foundation of this particular process. Now, because Ejiofor, even the Nigerian government already know. You see when he is bragging about Anambra State, even Soludo is an educated man. So he's living in abroad. So people that is educated that understand how things work. When they look you from far, they will know. Ejiofor is limited. Education is based in Nigeria. Even if you a son or a professor in Nigeria, if you come to this country, I swear to God, you're going to end up cleaning toilet here. Unless you have to go back to school again. If you're not getting any. Nobody send you message. Which is not, if you come here, I don't want to talk anymore. Let's move on.
Behind him in Nigeria, he cannot use his own whatever to write him. All he did was that he writes.
Okay, he said in Nigeria he cannot use because it was a fraudulent activity. Ejiofor couldn't have used his letterhead to write this memo. I'm going to tell you the reason why all these things is happening. And all these things are happening. Ejiofor never get in contact with me because I will give you a precise time and date frame of what transpired on all this period. You see, like he was talking, every single thing he said a couple days ago, he shot himself in the foot. As he's saying it, he's actually indicting himself more. And that's what prompted me that this program must go on. Because we are waiting for him. What are you going to say about Ejiofor? He has nothing to say. International community reference on the success of Ejiofor is there. It's not me. Even the memo of Javas from Texas, reference from things from happen. The person that interfacing with the international community, even United Nations Working Group, is Ejiofor. It's on record. But we'll get there. I want you to pay attention, please. Very, very important. Very, very important.
A draft of what our leader wants. Send it to Edozie. Tell Edozie to take that draft. That draft does not have his letterhead or anything. Take the draft and put it in IPOB letterhead and sign it. Then give his own copy to use to make an account and give the lawyer the own copy to give for our leader. That's what. Then Edozie continue to do up and up, never do it. Right, so who wrote?
Because Edozie couldn't have done that then. Did I not say it? He couldn't have done that then. But after all this whole thing, listen to what happened then.
So wait a minute, that's what I'm saying. Wait a minute. So who wrote the memo that you gave me? If you haven't been able... Let me tell you what happened. When Edozie could not do that, then I was crying because some people were calling me and cussing me out. Some people were abusing me and threatening and all that. I started on Sunday of that week. I honestly was heartbroken and crying. I called the Ejiofor and I called the US in the
You listening? She mentioned her name, Ejiofor. Rita SEC called Ejiofor. I want you to make sure you note this particular phrase, Ejiofor. All the conversation, lawyer is seeing that couldn't use a letterheading. He says Ejiofor. Now she mentioned, that's why I said, I want to play this particular audio before I will read the memo verbatim tonight. Ejiofor. These things are happening. I will the date. I think it is still in July. In July, barely a couple weeks, Onyendu was rendition. All this whole travesty went on. Now, I want you, because it's not something that we just said and wash away. Ejiofor name was mentioned. Very, very important. Note it down as we move forward.
Lawyers, I was crying on the phone. I said, I don't know what to do. I those years have not given me the paper and I have not opened the account. Many of my people are very confused. People are cutting me out. I don't know what else to do. That's when the lawyer in USA told Ejiofor, there is something our leader signed with us that gave Madam Oyibo authorized representative. And the officer said, really, if I knew that such a thing was there, I wouldn't even go through a dossier. I would go through you guys. Because the only reason why I went to a dossier was we are trying to use IPOB letterhead. If I knew that I saw that the dossier would be because as the HOD, so he can sign it and start standing it. That's the only reason why he went to the dossier. So the lawyer, Ejiofor, told the lawyer in USA, activate it. Please activate it. So they are the ones that activated this because.
Okay, so the lawyers here in America are the ones that did it.
Activated it, yes.
Okay. What? They sent you a letter.
With both of them.
Right. Okay.
Ejiofor and this thing.
Right. So.
Listen. I want you guys to understand because this lady allowed this woman to run like a mad dog because she's lying. And after she would throw a very pertinent question. Now, she said that the lawyer in the US said that Nnamdi signed something that gave Madam Oyibo the power of attorney. That thing that Nnamdi signed was not made public. I want you to pay attention and listen to the question the lady is going to ask her and her response to it. Very important. I think I'm going to leave this about 8 minutes before I move to the memo itself, and I'll have to read it. Now, let's listen, please.
That means that. All right. So that means that they had a document that was signed, that was on a letterhead for the lawyer.
By our leader. There is a document they have that's signed by a leader that gave that to represent.
Okay, the affidavit. It was where's the affidavit? You're talking about the affidavit.
So that's what, based on what you said.
You see, life is a bitch. This lady, right? This lady must be honored. This Latina marketers, I don't know who she is, but she must be honored because her name will be remembered. Mark my word somewhere. You see, when this woman is talking, you don't understand that this is a stark illiterate. I'm sorry to use this word, but she's a stark illiterate. And she don't even understand how she's indicting herself. Now, she said that there was a document signed by our leader that gave her the power of attorney. And the woman now made it easier. If it is an affidavit that Nnamdi allowed you to do something on his behalf, where is the affidavit? If it's something like that existed, as you have proclaimed, I want you to pay attention. I don't want to say this from my mouth. That's why I started with this particular audio. Very, very pivotal and important to all of us. Listen. Now, listen to the argument. Because after this, I will read. Like I said.
Now, Madam Latina, I only want you to please understand the whole story so that you cannot get confused and you're thinking that I have something that I'm not telling you, I'm not answering you. I'm telling you what I know. Now, please, after this story, you're going to tell me that you understand what I mean. Please, or you're going to say what you understand. So I'm 100% sure that you understand what I mean. It was the only reason that made these lawyers, four of them, to even do anything else because our people were calling me on Friday and they were calling me all kind of name. Some people record something and some people are confused. Some people were saying, where are we going to put the money? I didn't know what to do. I started calling Ejiofor and calling this lawyer. They were only lying. I was crying. I said, if you guys want to help me now, help me. Because I don't know what else to do. I do not know. I don't know.
Ejiofor name has been mentioned second time. But remember, in this charade that he went, they asked him, how did you meet Prince Fame? He never answered that question. I want you to continue listening. Very important.
Why Edosia has not signed the paper for me to go and open an account? They keep delaying it. So this is when the lawyer in USA said there is something, information that's signed by our leader that gave me authorized representative. So immediately Ejiofor heard that. Ejiofor said, if I knew that such a thing is, I would not go through a dossier, because Ejiofor had been calling a dossier every day. And the dossier keeps saying tomorrow. So now we know a dossier doesn't want to do this. So and the lawyer said, okay, you need to activate that authorized representative, so that Madam Oyibo can now sign for our leader. Because our leader is not sign for, since our leader gave him authorization with the signature of our leader. So Madam Oyibo can go sign for our leader and use that paper to be able to open an account. And that's what they did. And that's how I get the thing. Okay? So because remember,
right. So if that's what, wait a minute, but that's what was given to you. Where is that information? Can you send it to me?
Which information?
The one you said.
Gave me authorization?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you now. So long as the lawyer says yes, you can go to Department of Justice. You can go. It's actually official document. That is.
Now I will stop this audio here because this audio is in Biafra Alpha Power Media, UK Media. We can repost it with the document again for people to get access to it if you wish to. Now, the woman shot herself in the foot and she could not give evidence of how Onyendu signed any document. Onyendu never signed anything. All this whole thing was cooked up. It was a fraudulent activity that Ejiofor perpetrated against our leader and IPOB at large. And I will prove them tonight to you. But the reason why I allow this to excel is because I want to lay a foundation to you to understand. Maybe when I'm reading the memo, because there's something fundamentally wrong with our people. And it's only Chukwu Kabiama can help us. You know, because at the end of the day, when Nnamdi Ejiofor came out to issue a voice note concerning the impediment of the issue when they were trying to enforce it at home, everybody jumped up because they knew those that were in charge has failed themselves. But the moment he wasn't favored them, everybody kicked against whatever Nnamdi Ejiofor said. But you know, the reason why I'm bringing this back tonight is because this young lady insisted that she wants to see a header, which is mean letterheading, because she's American. Now, I hope all of you have listened to the voice that I just played. And like I said, we're going to make it available for you again. It's our job to do so. But let me read to you. You know, Chikedozium is the enemy at the gate. So, you know, let me actually read that particular document we're talking about, because it is not, this is not, you could see the argument there. The lady was asking a question, right? So I'll definitely make it easier for everybody to see. Now, the reason why I'm reading this is that if you pay attention when the lady was talking, the lady said she was asking for a header. And Madam Oyibo said that Chikedozium refused to use IPOB official letterheading to write this. But when Ejiofor, as she said, now this is what the story she's cooking to telling this lady, because this lady was the United States National Financial Secretary. So they have to pass through her, because when they started this onslaught, so they want to buy everybody. You can see the way she was trying to cajole the lady refused, and she recorded her. That's how we get to all these voice notes. Now, when they felt that they couldn't get that letterheading, because you can see on the screen, it said indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. This is not IPOB official letterheading. As you can see, Litezi, aka Madam Oyibo, pay attention to the fraud a dossier committed against IPOB and her leadership. Very important. Now he said guidance principles. He said guidance principles. I want to read this verbatim. And before I start reading this, I want you to pay attention that the person that gave this to Madam Oyibo was Ifeanyi Ejiofor. And Ifeanyi Ejiofor never had any contact with Mazi Umeh on this time. I will tell you the precise time Ejiofor actually get to Onyendu, see Mazi Umeh 101. You know, so I will take it, like I said, maybe this program will take it to a 3 episode for obvious reasons. Now, I want to read this verbatim, like I said. And he reads, one second. And he reads, the following principle will guide the activities of IPOB until further notice as directed by my client. Who wrote this here? Even the English, we told you that it's not an American lawyer that drafted this. This English is not an American lawyer that drafted, right? And one thing you must take home is that anytime you see somebody write something, say, until further notice is a decree. Is a decree by my client. This thing that they wrote here, she said that Onyendu signed something that gave her the power of authorization, and she couldn't provide it. But I'm giving you the heading of this, so guidance principles by my client Mazi Umeh, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. A, all contribution donations, fundraising, monthly maintenance. We don't have monthly maintenance, and as an IPOB, what we have is a monthly due. That's already show you that this has got nothing to do with IPOB. It's nothing like monthly maintenance in IPOB. We have monthly dues, because when you ascribing in a sentenced organization and you fail to use the right one, means that you are far-fetched from the reality. Now, including but not limited to ESN money in Italian account. You see, Italy. That is why when we are doing the episode in it, people don't understand why Italy was pivotal to them. Why they plotted, what is it called? Chidimma Nworu lived in Kuwait, that Chidimma Nworu cannot show us receipt he has paid before, or even Kuwait has paid before. He cannot show us how many people that are doing Biafra in Kuwait. So I don't understand how his involvement in what we do. Now, translating letter in Italy while he lives in Kuwait, he lives in desert, and translating letter that people are living in Europe. It is a mind-boggling. But we'll get to that. Now, underline the word, as I said, I want to take my time because I have my reason for this. This is not about, this is a program. If you don't like it, you can hit the rock. I don't know, they give monkeys about it. But the fact is that the fact more is, fact check everything we say here, very important. He said, no limited money in the Italian account and from IPOB worldwide account goes into the US national account under the US financial department. I don't know when we have US. If you say US financial department limited, because we have financial department worldwide that are led by our financial head, which is Madam Nnamdi, appointed by Mazi Nnamdi, which is IPOB worldwide ESL central account. That is where this woman withdraw the money that was in that account prior before Onyendu was rendition. Because I spoke to somebody here in UK. Onyendu ordered that woman to pay this money into the LSC account, the account in Los Angeles. Madam Oyibo said yes, because the person came in conference and said, Madam Oyibo said yes to Onyendu. But when Onyendu turned his back, the woman was doing something different, because they knew Onyendu was going to be kidnapped, because all of them were talking to Onyendu when Onyendu was in Kenya. Now, and he said, okay, Mazi Umeh and worldwide central account till further notice. This is decree. Every contribution, including but not limited to dues. He still talk about dues here. He's bringing dues, but he said monthly maintenance, contradiction. Dues from IPOB, that's the right word. You should have used from day one. Not America. Continental goes directly into the same USA account managed by Mazi Umeh kind of appointed financial officers until further notice. But it doesn't matter who Onyendu made financial officer in any country, but we have a financial head. And Onyendu made it abundantly clear that any account that Madam Nyanya cannot see, that account, he doesn't trust it, and that account must be shut down. That is a standing order. All this whole thing, I want you to go back and read and understand why I want to start from the beginning. And be said, the USA 4 region will be supervised by Mazi Umeh, the IPOB USA Central Region coordinator, to ensure that all region coordinators are in compliance till further notice. And C, IPOB head of finance should limit her contacts to the national finance department of each country. And now you ask yourself question. Chika Paul Edoziem, aka the vegetable, the enemy at the gate, the chronicle of a saboteur, knew, because when he could not get them our letterheading, he's still on the background. Because they sent errand boy to attack Madam Nyanya about Madam Nyanya is holding ESN money. ESN money has never went to Germany. And the welfare money goes to, we don't have ESN money in Italy. It was welfare fund, not ESN. The only country we have account that bear ESN was America. And before they created Umeh account, which 747,000 they embezzled, it more money. We'll give you time and figures. Now, if all these mushrooms are telling financial head that she should limit her contact to her insubordinate. So, Chika Paul Edoziem, how do you fathom this or explain this to a layman to understand that if Madam Anya would limit herself concerning finance, and he knew it, he said nothing, because this document sent to you, Latina, Peter sent this particular document to you. All these documents, which are about 20-something pages, was on your table. He did nothing. He saw this written without letterhead he refused to give, but you condoned it because you are part of the whole plan. The whole queue you're involved in it. So I want to ask you a very simple question. So how do you now portray yourself as head of the State of State? Because one thing that baffles me is that I have never had Madam Nyanya for one day said, you know what, don't listen to head of the State of State. I never had that. Because if he said that to me, I will question. But I had someone that is lower than Madam Nyanya telling us don't listen to Madam Nyanya, just like what they're written here. So it was accordance to what they agree, but the thing is that Chike don't want to, because if you have used IPOB as a heading from the beginning, it will be obvious. Some people will look at it and say, oh, they say Chike didn't want to use that heading, but it was part of the whole process. It's very, very important to understand this. And must not have any direct contact with any IPOB state zoner and unit financial officer of any country. When he said this to someone heading a financial head, now you ordering her not to do her job. You are not the one that put her in that position. I want you guys to understand where our problem started. That is why, because if you listen to Ejiofor blabbing for 3 hours, that's emotional distress. That's why I call him his own dilemma. The man is finished. He can never, he's a deadbeat. Because even in the zoo, no person will want to associate with Ejiofor. And he knows it. We'll get to that. Now, this said, account statement, spreadsheet, donor slip, or any IPOB document must be given to the IPOB Asset and Funds Recovery Officer. If you remember who this position was given, we don't know. But it was when Onyendu was rendition who had this was Neri of Febu. The same people that carried the attack on IPOB finance. You remember when in 9 they projected that IPOB, when they created a IPOB and TriPOB, it didn't work. But now they harmonized it. That's what I told you. See all the people jumping up and down. creating things that were there before. But these are contractors. These are the fifth colonies. When demanded or asked, the account will be audited and closed if there is any misappropriation of IPOB funds. You know, that's what I said. Whenever you see a blackmailer, a thief, they are the first people pointing finger on people. Very, very important. Every fundraising activities must be approved by IPOB Finance and Audit Department. Imagine. Contrary to what Mazi Nnamdi told us. But we told us the Onyendu said that DOS, when Onyendu is not there, is DOS. But he's telling me to accept another financial head when Mazi Nnamdi told us Madam Nyanya is a financial head. I don't understand how this whole thing works, the process. And we pick and choose what to believe, what not to believe, or to the core. I don't understand. Now, it is very clear that every fundraising activities must, that's why Chike Edozie projected Ostinabani. Even mentioned it on the radio that Ostinabani now foresee ESN fundraising. Ostinabani has been involved in finance even when Onyendu was here. But some of us then was like, you know, his European rep, maybe there's distress with our people. They will call from back, asking money. We have evidence of money we have given. Which Onyendu have come to radio said, no, it doesn't matter, no principal servant. We mandate anybody to contribute a dime without the concept of the financial head. But it's here. They said that it is IPOB Financial and Audit Department, which is Neri Ofebu and Lite Zeisi. And the same thing Chike Edozie did with his brother, Austin Abba, and the nitwit himself. I just want you guys to pay very close attention. And FCL, Rita Ezeisi, is a deemed and authorized representative. When the lady asked him, where is this paper that Onyendu signed to make you an authorized representative? There's no way that gave you any power of attorney to do anything under Mazi, on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi in any shape or form. Is a fraudulent. This is a criminal in the highest order. Has the authority to manage all financial operations, sign a document and contracts in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi. I don't understand if you understand what this means. Without any authorization. So Mazi Nnamdi is now irrelevant. It doesn't exist. That means Onyendu's order doesn't, that is where Chike doesn't get the nerves to disobey Onyendu order. When we started shouting, they say, no. But until now it's in their faces, they won't talk. Also, documents, also all document draft or final must be sent to BWGG via email. Now, this BWGG is where Bruce Fem practice they in conjunction with other people. Now, I want to move, and this is and as you can see here, look at what it says here. I come down, it says from, and it's signed, right? And it says Mazi Nnamdi, the candidate of Incorruptible for Biafra, Rita is a OEC authorized representative. Yeah. After receiving this information, I sent her a message through WhatsApp. Listed below the text conversation that took place between Madam Oyibo and myself. This is where the lady sent an email to Paul Chike Edozie. Chike Edozie never responded to this email, never did nothing. Paul Chike Edozie, this lady put up a succinctly put report, but Chike Edozie never, because I blocked her name, you know. But this was attachment. This attachment was sent to Chike Paul Edozie. This is what you see when they open Umeri account. The conversation was there. We have put all this document out before, but some of you doesn't pay attention to listen. Now, Ejiofor and Bruce Fem, when they asked Ejiofor, Bruce Fem, he said that some people introduced him to Bruce Fem. I want to bring you down here. I don't want to go into this document tonight because I said time will permit me. I'll just lay the foundation to tell you what the Ejiofor, you know. Now look at, you see here now you can see Bruce Fem. Bruce Fem is here on Wikipedia because the lady went deep to decode who are these people that is involved, you know, on this so-called BWD or whatever it's called. And a statement of account of the money that they took That's 747,000. And as you can see, if you look at here, I see Dr. Alan White in bracket SES. I think he's retired. He's a president, AW Associate, NC, and partner at BW Global Company. This is the lobby company, if you want to call it. They were paying, I think they say $50,000 every month or whatever. And at the end of the day, this is the memo the regional coordinator in America wrote. But one thing I want you to take away from what I've just read and the audio you just listened to is the beginning and end of Ifeanyi Ejiofor with his criminality. Now, tonight, I'm going to start with the audio of Ejiofor. Right? I've given you a rundown of where Ejiofor started. But I want us to listen to him a little bit based on what he just said a couple of days ago. And we will do some justice on some of his convictions and things that he have just done for himself. You know, we have to talk about it. So let's pay attention, please.
Yeah, international.
I'm popular, Mazi. Cancel with the number, telephone number. See no one in the Guahanamo Bonori. Government they go and can be a one day. I was attacked na court na.
That is the Ifeanyi Ejiofor 2015 or broke one Kekita na 2022, 23, 2015.
I was attacked. I was physically attacked na court. Boshana Otonian the court. I was attacked on 23rd of December 2015 na court. Patrum soon jam can come Washington. That they can tell what's not.
Now or cross room. When you hear soon on when he came botan.
You know, I'm going to be going into Ejiofor's, like you mentioned, Kingsley Kanu about 2015. It's not 2015, it's 2016. Because Kanu himself held a meeting here in United Kingdom. I will talk about that in a nutshell. In 2021, none of us know who Kanu was when he appeared in the meeting here first time. When this man's name was mentioned through the back door, he wanted to come through the back door. And Professor without portfolio was trying to be very, very, irrational. He's a man, if you remember Darlington Imo. Darlington Imo was the man that the address was used to register Radio Biafra here. He's a close friend to our leader. I don't know the affiliation between her wife and Darlington Imo. But there's a meeting that held in UK here, and that was the first time majority of us know who Kanu was. Because Kanu was on the background. Nobody knows. When you never mention Kanu to anybody, just few people knows him. And the point was that this man was brought through the back door. And that was questionable. Because when he told you that Kanu wanted to kill him, he asked him, when did you actually meet Kanu face to face? Kanu had that name in that meeting, and he kicked against it because the process wasn't right. Because Obeta was still there. It's just like as he is now. You can't just, it's not even if you want to relieve somebody from work, you need to go through process. That was what happened. This one is telling you that because he's lying to him. But what I'm saying here now, I'll give you the date on this meeting held in UK. In UK, he doesn't live in London. We'll be mentioning Onyendu's wife. I don't want to get into our leader's wife, whatever our leader said, wife said. I don't want to get involved in it. I keep it because that's Onyendu's, our leader's wife is our leader's wife. When it comes to the struggle, you need to be careful the way you address it. She can recommend something because she's Onyendu's wife, and that's not my interest. But what we're talking about here is what has happened. And I'm going to explain to you, that's what I'm saying to you, because he mentioned Kingsley. Kingsley wants to kill him. The only thing was that you are not qualified. And everybody can attest to it now that you are not qualified. You are not a lawyer. You can't even be qualified to be a native doctor with your behavior. Of course not. Tell me a lawyer that will come out on national radio or television talking about his client that's still under subjugation in solitary confinement. And even said that he knew that his client did not approve it, but he's still talking about it. Tell me one person that can do such. You're not a professional. No. So that's why I'm going to leave that. But let's listen, because I've got certain things I need to deal with.
Ka ụmụ Biafra nụcha ihe niile ndị ọzọ ka nchịkọta akụkọ ajụjụ a niile n'ime akụkọ anyị na-akụ ka ịkọpụcha ha ncha. Nke ọzọ bụkwa Bruce Fenn, oge ahụ ọ bịara IPOB ọmanye ya ka onwe ndị kpọbatara ya na onwe ndị ji akafa maka ife eji na-ajụ ajụjụ abụ maka Kingsley ịkpọrọ afa since 2015 ka ndị be anyị na-aghọta onwe ndị ji akafa kpọta Bruce Fenn ọbịa tupu ife mere eme ka ọ bụ onye nduzi ya bịa ọba anyị nwa dị nchaji ụmụ ife ndị ahụ gasị ngachọ nnọọ ka ịchịkọta pancha n'okwu niile ị na-ekwu gaa n'iru barrister ndị nne na-ege ntị gesi ike ọfụma ha na-edere m ife ebe a.
Okay, one, Bruce Fenn called me. I don't know him. I have not made contact with him before from US. When some people, when they come on my phone, actually, not them.
Do you see the reason why I played that audio from the beginning? He said he don't know who Bruce Fenn was. But he had Madam Oyibo giving extensive, he has been talking to them. It's part of the whole process. Because I know he was going to come to this. He said he doesn't know who Bruce Fenn was. But what he didn't, this idiot, this animal that is interviewing him, this illiterate that is interviewing him, never asked him, who are these people? The people that he was referring to is Madam Oyibo and Lady of Fable and Co. That's why I played that voice and read them and read the guiding principle Ejiofor quotes and gave Peter Ezeisi was what that destroyed. Everything that is that, check IPOB today. Everything that was written there, it is what explicitly that's what those people now that have moved on, that's what they're acting upon. It's not Mazi Umeh. It's not IPOB that me I sworn an oath and join. What I have just read to you now, because if not, why would Austin Abba call meeting from the back, telling coordinators not to listen to Madam Nnamdi and what he says in the Biafra? If not, what they are applying that guidance principle I just read. Because it is not interview, because who is interviewing, you can't even see who the person is. That's why they're making mockery and caricature of themselves. How can you be interviewing somebody audio and he project it on Facebook? His picture is there, and who is interviewing me, don't know who it is. You know, when the world, even, you know, because podcast is something people do this, that's why conventional televisions and TV station doesn't exist anymore. Even broadcast, even presenters now that have got crowd, they move forward, they move, because America, they pay them a lot of money. These are millionaires, presenters are millionaires. They move forward. Like people that, if you check like someone like, we watch someone like, what is it called? This guy works in Fox. Tucker Carlson, even as a guy that offered him $100 million to partner with him, the guy refused the money. Now he's in Eli Max. He's in X. He's in X. Since he left Fox, Fox is on his knees. Now, why I'm saying this is that because the person asking question never asked him, who are these people that gave you in contact with Bruce Fenn? But the conversation between Madam Oyibo and Latina Marketes was Ejiofor's name and the lawyers in America, which is I show you Bruce Fenn, that particular firm, BGG, they are the one that BWGG, they're the one that's where Bruce Fenn fell in, because that was I think the lobby firm they were using, you know, siphoning almost $50,000 every month according to them. Then that's what they're paying them. But now he didn't tell him and never asked him question. So who are these people? Can you mention them? Who are there? No one asked that question. But that's why I played the audio and read the memo. Memo was Ejiofor that sent it to Madam Ezeisi. But Chikedo's then was on the background. But all of them, they said, you know what, push it, then we will be on the background, we'll act on your command, but we will act as if we are a part of it. We know all these things. So let's go forward and listen to him, because I want to explain to you where and when he's shooting himself on the foot. Very important.
Not to no one. And because however, before when they called me from US and said someone would call me, a lawyer from Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer would call me from US. Okay, now the person should call me. Or Bruce Fine. And Bruce Fine. So Bruce Fine also was in court, also came around then. And that time I had to go letter. I had to go letter to the court, requesting the court to approve him, to give approval for him to come inside the court of that court. Then the court the court never responded to that letter at all. Then on the day the matter was scheduled for hearing of objection, and then Professor Michael Zekome was in court to lead us. Bruce Fine now we must not, the matter must not go on. Listen carefully. Matter must not go on. And I have the documents. I have everything I'm saying in writing. So the matter should not go on. That we should.
This man is a clown. Like I said, this program, I'm going to take it one at a time. If you have a document, why didn't you respond to Bruce Fem? I'm going to read Bruce Fem press release against Ejimako to steal himself from the legal team. I will read it. After he finished with Bruce Fem, I'm going to read that particular. That's why I say this program maybe might take like 3 episodes, right? So I want Ejiofor to understand that, you have buried yourself and you continue to bury yourself. Now, he said this now about Bruce Fem, but Bruce Fem was one of those people that decoded him from the beginning and told him to stay away from the legal because he's not qualified to be part of the legal team. But I want him to finish about Bruce Fem before I will read Bruce Fem press release advising Ejiofor to take a hike. Very important.
Get away from court again. Musi will find I'm no longer the leader, the lead counsel in this matter. Ozekome is now leading us. And before I will do anything in this case, I will seek his approval. And Ozekome said, he didn't come here for drama. He came here to defend Nnamdi and get him out. He doesn't want anything that will stop the proceedings of. That was what happened. Of course, you know that some people will be scheming. The schemers around will be walking around to ensure that they bring in confusion one way or the other, and the ability to know when where they're coming from, and also the intent, what it is, and also prepare their heads ahead of time, make you smarter than them. That's number one. Now coming to
Now I will stop this here. I want to read Bruce Fem press release against Ejiofor. I say like I'll take it as it comes, because here we bring evidence with us. We don't just come here to blab. I will give it to him. I will give it to him the way he wanted it. And this particular press release was on 3rd March 2022. Breaking: Nnamdi Kanu's American lawyer Bruce Fem asked Ejiofor to withdraw from IPOB leaders legal team immediately. He said March 3rd, 2022, Sahara Reporter, New York News. Breaking news. In a letter obtained by Sahara Reporter, Fem noted that Ejiofor was not eligible to defend Kanu against the Nigerian government amended charge in the court, defending against Nigerian government, sitting and pending lawsuits instituted by a businessman against Ejiofor over an alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Imagine, alleged, but there's nobody who repeated this that this is lying. But this man came all the way from America, even though he's claiming that he didn't know the man, and some people send him to the man. He never asked those people. He never mentioned the name of the people that sent the man to him. But the man still telling you that this man has a pending lawsuit instituted by a businessman against Ejiofor over an alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Automatically is disqualified to represent Mazi Umeh because Mazi Umeh does not have any criminal record known to any man to start with. Bruce Fem, the American lawyer of the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has written to Ifeanyi Ejiofor, a member of Kanu's legal team, urging him to immediately refrain from representing the agitator. In the letter obtained by Sahara Report, Fen noted that Ejiofor was not eligible to defend Kanu against the Nigerian government amended charge in the court, citing the same thing repeated again lawsuit. Newspaper, but I want to read it the way it came, instructed by a businessman against Ejiofor over alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Now, Fame pointed out that Ejiofor had a case to answer, and that the allegations were not concocted by the Nigerian government to preempt his representation of Mazi Umeh. The American lawyer therefore urged Ejiofor to immediately withdraw from Kanu's legal team. The letter reads, how can you be blind to what all the world can see and understand? That's a question. He's asking Ejiofor, or he say, how can you be blind to what all the world can see and understand? According to the public record, you have a blunted conflict of interest in representing Mazi Umeh to defend against the federal government of Nigeria, because he was working with Buhari. Amended charge in the Federal High Court, Nigeria, Abuja, Judicial Division, holder in Abuja, charge number FHC/ABJ/CR 3832051 in violation of Rule 10 of the Nigerian Rule of Professional Conduct. The man now is putting the sole conduct of the zoo as a lawyer and what he's supposed and what not to do. The public record showed that you have a conflict interest of sabotaging Nnamdi Kanu. That's why he's talking about the man, because the man was so blunt. Even though the people that brought him was, those people that sold onion, but integrity comes first. The man himself is America. Even if you want money, I don't know how much they could buy him off with. Probably the interest. These people are the people that, regardless, even we could project white people that they're involved in slave trading, which is not these ones that I'm seeing here today, because we couldn't have done anything for ourselves. Even the main slave is between the black people, even in Africa and abroad, where you can see proper slavery unchecked is within blacks. Put me anywhere, and I will have proof to tell you that. The public, and he goes forward and say the public records show that you have conflict of interest of sabotaging Mazi Umeh defense in exchange of leniency of your pardon in the pending fraud prosecution against you in FRN versus Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and two other charge number CR with court number 3 FTC High Court Matama before Honorable Justice M.E. Ania. The next hearing in your prosecution is scheduled for March 30th, 2022. The public record established that the fraud charge were not concocted by the federal government to prompt your representation of Nnamdi Kanu. The record showed that the charge were triggered by the complaint from a private businessman with no political or other ulterior motive to defame of handicap you, Upper Cosmos IKECHUKWU, among other things. He stated in his complaint to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission that you defrauded him 5,600,000 by conspiring to represent forged land and title documents as authentic. That's what he was doing in Abuja before he met IPOB. And you can see he's a charge and bail lawyer. He can't far-fetch. Suddenly he start. When Ejiofor, we saw Ejiofor 2016, he wasn't bleaching, but he wants to be like Mazi Umeh. He wants to be fair like Mazi Umeh. You can see people that are aspiring in a very wrong direction. That's why you see him now. He messed himself up with. They called him Mr. Carol. Nothing in the public domain demonstrated that you shared your conflict of interest with Mazi Umeh and received his receive and his knowing and voluntary written consent to represent him, notwithstanding the conflict. You are saddled with the professional and personal duty to rescue yourself immediately from further representation of Mazi from Nnamdi Kanu and to apologize for your negligence to do so earlier, as the Bible preach, Matthew 6:2, no one can serve two masters except you to do the right thing. That was a piece of advice. So you see why I read this? This is Bruce Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and you can see where all these things is coming from. Because like I said, we'll give you evidence. Bruce Ifeanyi was the first person that knew that this guy he doesn't qualify anymore. Conflict of interest. He cannot represent our leader because he's facing criminal charge. And this is a private stuff, because that's what he was doing in Abuja before they brought him through the back door. He said he win case by IPOB. We'll come to that. The case he won by IPOB. Tell us where the case is, because I would like to know. So let's move forward. I think I have another 10 minutes. To be fair, I have another 8 minutes. After Ejimako, I'm gonna shut it down, because I said I'm gonna do this like 3 batches of this program because of the magnitude. So this episode 001, maybe 2 and 3 before I will clinch it. But I need to make it very, 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 very explicit, very important. So let's listen, because I will come to that.
I would have gone public against Anointed before now, but I was being restrained by Mazi Umeh. But you see, one thing about this, why I took time to narrate.
Listen to him. He said he could have gone against lawyer Ejimako, but only the Mazi Umeh can restrain him. But only the Mazi Umeh have not authorized you to do so. But you're doing so in his blood. The platform he slept in streets of London to build. Why he's still back? He has not come out from where he is. But he said he restrained you. But now you defiled him. I want you to pay attention.
Some of these silent facts, and I expect you to ask me further questions because of time, or Biafrans to ask me questions. I dedicated today for this program, and I'm ready to answer any questions anyone will so wish to ask me. That's number one.
He never answered any question, to be fair, because I didn't listen to it, but the bullet point that I got, I have to go through it, because 2 fundamental questions they asked you. Bruce Ifeanyi, you never told them who sent Bruce Ifeanyi to you. That's one of the questions that is here. You never answered it. So it doesn't make any sense. You don't answer question. They didn't call you. They wasn't interview you. They brought you to come and sell yourself to the morons. You know what I mean? But you've forgotten that you're going to sell yourself to the devil. That's what they have done. We will shred you. It don't cost me anything. Let's move forward.
One. Number 2, you people are aware, your friends are aware that on the 2nd day of December 2019, my house was invaded for no just cause. Buildings worth millions of naira were burnt. People were killed in my premises. Not that they committed no offense.
You know what? Before we move forward, there's one thing that I love about Aloy Ejimako. He said he was going to Ejimako. Ejimako has crossed the Rubicon. I want to go through some tweets here before I will continue with them, because that's the way we do things here. This is now Kanu's tweets. He said at Ejiofor, after you disrupted the hearings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case in Binta Yaku's courtroom by snatching at Aloy Ejimako's crown and wig in 2022, how many months of hardship did you add to MMK suffering, including one of the appeal courts, which at IKECHUKWU most trusted? And you see, breaking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Kanu's American lawyer Bruce Fame asked Ejiofor to withdraw from IPOB leaders Lego team immediately, which I have just showed you. Now, I do want to read this couple tweets. Now, this is you know, like I said, Ejimako is an Igbo man, but I have to tell you, I respect him. I never met him. I never met him. Just like, but there's something you have to know, that someone is a professional, because you know, when you apply for a job, first thing they ask you, how do you react under pressure? Remember when Onyendu put up a letter, they said they're going to attack him. Those people that were mad dog, where are they today? He knew all of them to coffee. Now, after this rant, look at what the man said, because he mentioned a lot of Ejimako. He didn't say anything. He said Onyendu is telling him. But look at what he said regarding the false and defamatory allegations being made by Ejiofor Bar against me. Hatch MLK has directed me to ignore him, and I will do so as directed. So, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, you may continue, but the train has already left the station. You know what I mean. On Hatch-free MMK, I stand. Case closed. I mean, 3 hours you ranted. This one comprehensive tweet destroyed your generation. One comprehensive tweet destroyed your generation. I will leave it there because you're going to mention his name again, right? But I want you to talk about your house they invaded. He said they invaded your house. Which house they invaded? Which house? Which house did they invade? I didn't know the house. Which house was it? We'll see the house they invaded, an aftermath of that invasion. Let's listen to you, because when he finishes, I'm going to play the video.
Because someone somewhere in my town, one monster in my community, this man has been looking for way to eliminate me long before I even start IPOB case. But I want to say what we have been having issues, because my issue with him lies simple.
First and foremost, there's nothing connect IPOB with whatever he's going through with his kindred. We all come from a place. We all come from a place. And now, when you disagree with your kingsman, that has nothing to do with IPOB. That's not what IPOB is for. And for crying out loud, you're just an ordinary employee to IPOB. But now you're projecting yourself as somebody whom you are, because now you're giving them the memo. They are now acting upon your direction. That's what gives the impetus to have the nerve to sit and stand on the so-called radio Biafra and be ranting and be saying things contrary to our leader. You are not a lawyer. If you could, you defile the code of conduct of whatever you're practicing, though there's no law in Nnamdi Zoological Republic. But I just want you to understand. But Ejiofor lives in the same space you are, Ejimako. But you can see the way he carries himself. You can see. The difference is like from walking from UK to Nigeria. It's far. Emeka Offor was a tribute to your life, one way or the other. Emeka Offor was one of the richest people they have in our life. Majority of our the people benefited from Emeka Offor one way or the other. The goddess world, however I want to call him an evil man. Because someone asked you a question, did you pay your school fees? An interview, he said he didn't pay any school fees. Would you swear with your generation Emeka Offor never pay your school fees you to get to whatever back lawyer you are today? Any man that, you see, whoever that be the finger that fed him, it's not someone you can trust. I give somebody this advice. The guy is late now. As someone, one of my I'll call him my friend back in the days. He came to me morning one day. I just want to give this story before I continue. Someone that picked him up and housed him, when he started making money, was start talking anyhow. I called him and said, listen, you see, this life, sometimes we don't have full advisors. But let me say something. You know what? Karma is real. Anything you do in this world, you're hoping that it won't come back to you. Listen, you will never know when it will come. Anybody that ever, doesn't matter what that person did to you. You see, any man that have fed you, clothed you, housed you, sometimes they want to take advantage, but you do yourself a service. Shut up. Shut up. Because on top of that, you will generate a generational curse. You will know. You will know. If this man will come out and challenge the maker for is nobody. If a maker for want to burn your house, the one is just built with the blood of IPOB, he will do it. I don't think your maker is looking for you, because your maker is looking for you, you're a cockroach. To be honest, I say I brought up in the media. I know Orifite very well. Who was your father? Who are you? The house you're crying, we will visit the house and see where you are crying. And aftermath of that, how it comes in space of 2 years, you build mansion with CCTV camera with grace-proof doors in your village. Where do you get the money from? Very pertinent question, but I want you to speak. Talk.
He kills people in my community and gets scot-free. Everybody in my community are afraid of him. Nobody wish, because he has contact with the federal government.
But it's only in the Quifa, anywhere, only in the Quifa, or Kafaya, Mbo Kam. Emekofo Kinu.
Yes, or no. The people that traveled from here to Anambra were wiped entire Anambra State out. Their directive is very simple. Anybody who whether of title or not will see where can they not in authority to win. Nnamdi Kanu, his wisdom. We give them instruction that I should write a letter telling the public to come out and vote. That's what
okay, Nnamdi Kanu gave you instruction to write a letter. So that letter must be honored. But the letter Ifeanyi Ejiofor wrote that you supposed to validate till tomorrow morning, didn't do it. But how do we know that Onyendu asked you to write that letter? Who will accept that Onyendu actually asked you to write the letter on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Like I said, it's very important. Very important. Now he's giving himself accolade. That is the one that make Anambra State peaceful. This, that. You see, the day I knew that this guy was Nikompo, the day he said he's most trusted, I know that this guy is the canker worm within IPOB. You see, you don't give yourself a self-appraisal. Mark my words somewhere. Any man that come out and be knocking chest upon what he has done, you don't praise yourself. Allow people around you to tell you how genuine you are. Mazi Nnamdi can never come out and be knocking chest to us. Onyendu was selfless. Onyendu made himself, he wasn't even paying attention to himself. Never one day. That's why I look up. Mazi Nnamdi have never bragged about himself for one day. I haven't had him one day brag about himself. With all the power he possessed. Mazi Nnamdi know there's men that want to die for him that he didn't even know. But I never seen him use it or talk about it. So when you see cockroach like this talking, now IPOB is you want to use riffraffs. These are not IPOBs. Because all of you are the people that created the unrest in Biafra land. Build gangs. All the whole things that happen between your house, including the car they burn your PA, how many of your family members has been involved or are dead? At least Onyendu, when they went to Onyendu's house, Jack was killed. Her niece was killed. None of your family member has been caught in the crossfire in all this thing. State manager you have planned to be pointing finger and make off. If you make off want you dead, I swear to my dead father. Ejiofor, if you make off want you dead, maybe Ejiofor will do it. Some people they don't know who a makeover is. I said I practically grew up in Idemili, so I know Orifite very well. Forget about all this nonsense. If a makeover wants you gone, nobody will talk about you. If it was a makeover, you want to tell me that what you have now is the one safeguarding you? No. Let's be fair to you. Let's be sincere. Because I can stand in the gap and tell you about yourself and a makeover and Orifite. Some people don't know, but I know. So, but the person interviewing you is mentioning a makeover. For some of them just open mouth talking, hiding themselves. They don't even show their face. Ranting under their wife wrapper. You didn't show your face. Make up for HOD promise you. You I don't suffer. You know, it is, you know, when you people turn what we are doing into a mockery. Who is this man? You are not part of IPOB. You're just an ordinary, you know, lawyer. You have nothing to do with us. Are you a member of IPOB? Even if you're a member of IPOB, that's not what IPOB stand for. We don't section people. We don't fight King Red fight. If you have a problem with your brother, go and settle your problem with your brother. Nothing to do with us. A man that pay your school fees, you should be grateful to him, not ungrateful. Very important.
That instruction, I passed it to leadership. When I was writing, leadership was writing, telling people to come, campaigning for people to come out and.
You see, do you see, you know why I read the memo? The word leadership. Whenever you had anybody that they use the word leadership, you know where they get it from? They get it from that memo I just read. And he's one. He's his memo. So now you see why you guys must be very careful. Ejiofor is purported to be a lawyer, but he's contradicting himself. Now, have you ever had Ejiofor address IPOB affair when Onyendu was outside mentioning leadership? Even from 2016, Ejiofor was assumed as IPOB lawyer. Have you ever had him use the word leadership in IPOB? If there's any place you've seen it before, please send it to me. I'll need to examine it. But now you can see that the leadership is comparing leadership. He will mention leadership and mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So there's have leadership and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's what he's telling you now. So tomorrow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you'll be now leadership. I don't understand what leadership are you talking about? Because we have only one leadership. That leadership is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All of us are subordinates. He has the final say. If you're a member of IPOB, whether you like it or not. So we don't need to create fraction within IPOB. When you use the word leadership, that's a fraction. You created a fraction, but some of you knew what you were doing. But now using the word, because you have to give them, you have to make a reference to them to know that, oh, we are together. That's why he said leadership this, leadership that, because all of them are sharing money together. Very, very important. And anyway, let me, and there's something I want to say. Let me allow him to finish this. I want to say something.
That was how he became governor of Anambra State. And I'm happy Anambra State is peaceful.
Now he's telling Soludo, you know, so when Soludo kicked them out, or Soludo later understand that these are a bunch of, you know, scavengers. Soludo just, probably none of them have access to Soludo. That's why he's trying to make himself important. He didn't do nothing. You are not the person that gave him Soludo mandate. That's not, we are not involved in electioneering in the zoo. If people willing to go and vote, we are not disturbing people to vote. If Onyendu give all this Onyendu standard order, but that's one thing you guys was galvanizing around before Soludo. That's why they went against Soludo. When Soludo said that they want Onyendu to come out, all head let loose. The same Mazi Nnamdi went to Dumeje saying Onyendu will come out in December 2020. Is it 2021 or 2022? Dancing in Dumeje's church that Mazi Nnamdi is coming out. You're going all over the place collecting award, underward Mazi Nnamdi. Okay? You know those small rats that will be biting you and blowing you. This man is an evil man. This man is an evil person. The devil. The devil incarnate. That's what Ejiofor is. But you see, one thing I will say to you guys don't know who Mazi Nnamdi is, because your offspring, you know, that all these gossip people are talking about, maybe sometimes they say things about you and our leader's wife. I don't want to get involved in that. One thing I know is that one thing concerns IPOB is where our primary objectives are. You know, any other thing is secondary because our leader is still alive. But what I'm saying to you now is that whatever you say is what we are going to judge you with. It is very, very obvious. But everything you have done have demonstrated that you are not a man to be trusted. You know, very important. I'll give it another 5
I've been
minutes.
instrumental instrumental in bringing peace to Anambra State today. I don't boast about it. I don't brag about it. But for him to know that his Emeka is going to bring crisis in the community I cannot be able to defend. Now Emeka is doing all these things to get me again. Ndị Obulebu na ndị akpụjenebe ndị akpụjekere ha na ndị akpụjere na prison are not yet out. That's what is happening today. Then now, why I'm saying this, boom? Now, when this thing was going on, I got a very strong intelligence. Aloy Ejiofor is meeting with him. Aloy Ejiofor went to see him, and I told Onyendu this thing. Say, Onyendu, are you aware of what is happening? The one problem now, Aloy, they meet him, man. I don't have problem. You can go and meet anybody you want to meet. But coming publicly to write about him shows that you are enjoying, you are on the same bed with him. Then, as that was going on, then I got a report about this plot I'm telling you about.
Now, let me address this. You know, I love Aloy Ejiofor. Aloy Ejiofor is a very intelligent man. He's a prudent man, and I love people that is very precise. You know, because I like to do things articulatively. So I have to give him that respect. You know, one thing in life is that when you're a blackmailer, you always assume. You know, assumption is a mother of all killer. Now, when he came out one day and said that Ejiofor have crossed the Rubicon, we told him, shot the first, cast the first stone. And that's what he have done. And that's why we're here. Excuse me. Now, immediately after this shred, this is the response from Aloy Ejiofor. Aloy Ejiofor, when he mentioned, because he responded basically on this Emeka issue. He didn't even know, because Ejiofor never write anything that's nothing that's productive that you ever written about our leader. It's only copy and paste Umuchineke, because he have built a new, now he's the leader, internal leader. He's the internal leader. So he always trying to make, because our people are domiciled, the most gullible race in the world is the average Igbo man. Igbo people, not all that, even all our siblings, we are the worst of all people. Our senses, I don't know how God put us in this predicament. This is what Ejiofor responded to him. Dear Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Radio Biafra, it was Dr. Ejiofor of American veteran of Igbo descendant, retired Igbo American soldiers based in America, that I praised in my tweet of 8th of October 2023, not the sir. You see the difference between doctor and sir Ejiofor that you are fighting with. This picture below, this picture bears me witness. And there's another tweet again he tweeted, and where he actually showed condolence to him of what was happening to him. He rendered his own voice, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have that tweet here, but there was another tweet again he did, which he responded to what Ejiofor is doing and Nigerian government is doing, and call for, for aid for Ejiofor. But Ejiofor is so jealous of this man, Aloy Ejiofor. And that was why. And that was one of the things, that he has done to make sure that Aloy Ejiofor does not see the light of the day, even going to the extent of hiding Aloy Ejiofor, which I've read, to Ejiofor not to speak in the court. So, and Aloy Ejiofor, because he doesn't want to speak in the court, and it was a premeditated treachery, because at the end of the day, all these things was to Onyendu impediment to be doubles, at all costs. But I just love the way the man responded to him. He's very, very articulate, and I have to give him that.
I got a report about what I'm telling. So I am telling Biafrans today, and the world, you may not know.
He got a plot. What does it got to do with IPOB and the world? Who the heck are you? Who cares about if you're alive or if you're dead or alive? No one gives a monkeys about you, bro. To be fair, I can tell you, you can talk. Talk is cheap. Like I said, If Emeka didn't want you dead, he would have done dead and gone long time ago. I'm telling you. It's not something that will become here ranting. Some of these people ranting, they don't know who Emeka was or he is. But you know. You come from a rift, so is it a big deal? You know?
I'm away. I've started defending IPOB since 2015. He did. And I've secured a list of every
He didn't start defending IPOB from 2015. This guy is a moron. He didn't start defending IPOB. He was in the back door. He didn't. Because remember the event that happened? His matter was brought to the table here in UK in 2016, January. I think it was January 8th, the meeting they held here in UK. So I don't know where he's getting all this hype from. And who did he release 2015? Who did you release from prison 2015? I mean, actually, everything that happened 2016. After Obete, because Onyenu was kidnapped October. I went home. I was in Abuja. I went for the first court. Onyenu came. I was there live. Nobody. It's not like someone told me. You are not there. It was Obete. So your activity started you are the back door. You are in the back door. And that was one thing Kanu highlighted when your matter came here in UK. He said, who is this guy? You are incompetent. And incompetent is written over you tomorrow morning. It's not something that will sit down here to argue. You say you're winning case for IPOB. Now, don't get me wrong. What case have you won? Because I don't want to mention, but I can bring, for instance, let's take the Javas Johnson of Texas District that I just wrote to the Federal High Court again. Forget about the Bruce Fine. He itemized cases that won. Which case have you won for IPOB, if I may ask? The case you won for IPOB is that Ejiofor turned IPOB into enterprise, even when Onyenu was here. Because every day IPOB members are being kidnapped and they've been buried with money. Onyenu said it on air all the time. That's why we want to visit your house when it was the house you were shouting that they burned. After that house and the one you built, where did you get the money to build that house you built? Since you're working for IPOB for free, where did the money come from? To build, maybe you have one in Abuja as well. To put CCTV in your village, or anything. With bulletproof doors in Orifite. Aftermath of IPOB. I want to know. Because when people are talking, sometimes we have to do some survey. We have to go back and do some revision to find out exactly what's happening. Because questions have to be asked. So like I said, this program, I don't want to be too much on this program tonight. So where I stop, but they say one case is for IPOB, but I want him to say the case he won. So I'm going to shut the program up here. We come to the episode 2. Before now, I will start giving some points. But like anybody watching this program or who's going to watch it after now, understand that this is the foundation. And Ejiofor treachery to IPOB is beyond human comprehension. This is the real fifth colony. This man was brought through the back door, and it has been proven in every ramification. Ejiofor never won any case for IPOB. He couldn't even file for the invasion of Onyenu's house in 2017 in Bintayako's court. He couldn't do it. But he was all over the place granting interview. The day he brought that matter up in court, Bintayako threw him away. Said that, but that case was not officially filed because cases have file numbers. He was ranting, making fame with our leader's agony. You are a lawyer. IPOB prescription, what did you do? Did you file anything against it? Of course not. We talk about who has won case for IPOB. But like I said, this program was titled, and I will give you the title again, The Dilemma of a Fair Crooked Lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, because, the man is a mediocre. If you look at him, the way, because he's irrelevant. You've been sacked. You're incompetent. You've been employed to do a job. You can't do your job. Are you going to return the job? And now you're building cabal within IPOB because you are the point of contact Nigerian government use. You see, Bruce Fame, I just made Bruce Fame, advice to you was very precise. Conflict of interest. There's no way you represent our leader when they're holding you on your scooter. How are you going to defend Onyendu? You never find any meaningful case in IPOB. Show me one case you filed that has done everything. When we get into extraordinary rendition, and when you started seeing Onyendu, like I said, all the orders you issue is not tonight. So I don't want to, press it too much. So where I stop tonight, I will continue from where I stop. This audio that I've happy, I think I placed. Let me see how many minutes.
On the thousands. He may think that people will just look the other way. It's not possible.
Now, what he's saying is all these people, some of our brothers back home. He said the people that are in their thousands. So what he's saying that those people that will use our money to bail out now, you turn them into your talks. You want to say he reads them in their thousands. So now you want to use them as their talk with them. That's what he's saying. These people, they don't owe you anything, bro. That's what I'm saying. This man is not even qualified to be a native doctor because his projection is saying that those people now that was released based on those people that bail with money. Because what Ejiofor was doing is that he's one of the people now that have told the Nigerian government continue arresting IPOB. So when they arrest any member, when they are doing meeting, he will interface by going to now bargaining with the lawyer or judge, or how much are we going to pay to get our people out? That was what happened. That's the only case you say he won. Tell me one comprehensive case that have mentioned in an international arena won by Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Please, because I will give him barrister, but of course he's not. Just I want one. But we have numerous of them. I will mention them tonight. Subsequently, on episode 2, then I will now drive down to analysis on how things have dried. Because tonight is like foundation to start. I will give him 3 episodes. Like I told him, after this program, his name will be sorry. That's all I have to say. And like I said, I'm not going to waste much time of mine again. He said he's have them on their thousands. So this, I think, is in, let me see. I want to leave it on 7 minutes before I go.
If anything happens to me today, or any of my house, anything, I've not committed any offense to be being hunted around by someone, the monster in my community. I don't.
Okay, enough of it. I got 7 minutes on that. Now I want to show something here. You know why I told you that their new boss is Ejiofor. Now, this is a tweet from Agonechanketa, the moron, the criminal himself. When we told him that when he lived in a grass around throw stone, this is what he wrote on 4th of December to make offer from Orif there. The homestead of the IPOB council. He's not anymore. The man has been sacked and he's on record. IPOB are watching you closely as you scheme nefariously to bring harm to his person. Should anything happen to Barrister Ejiofor, you will see madness like never before from IPOB. You see how they are roping themselves when they ascribing crime. Your leader has been held for 13 months. What have you done? Because any man that have common sense, when you read this, you know that these are clowns. These are clowns. Nobody takes these people serious. Your leader has been held for almost 30 months on counting. What have you comprehensively done? You only undermine whatever he has built. But I put up this tweet here for you guys to understand, because when they make reference, they reference IPOB. IPOB has got no business with individual affair. We don't. But that's why I read the memo. The memo tells you that they are operating under the new boss, which is Ifeanyi, native doctor Ejiofor. Native doctor. Native doctor. Call him native doctor Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Because I think he should assume his native doctor, call him down, project himself to be a lawyer. Because he broke every affirmation, every protocol. There's no professionalism whatsoever. He doesn't know any decorum. The man is a scholar-wise. Put me anywhere. So, like I said, we don't force and like his house and everything that will come subsequently. Those videos we play will show you his house and things he have done. Episode 2, 3, then we'll end it there because now he's a drowning man. He's not. He can ask him when the last this union. He can't see our leader right now. He can ask him before. Let him come and tell you that I've seen Mazi Umeh. When last did he see Mazi Umeh? He can't see Onion. He can continue with leadership. Since Onion do now, you have Mazi Umeh can have leadership. Tells you all you need to know. That's why I built this foundation for some of you to understand. We don't devote time for shenanigan. It's very, very pivotal and important that some people realize the magnitude and the time we put in to make sure that things are come out under this radar. When we say things, we don't just say them. We prove it with an evidence. That's top notch, if you know what I mean. So I thank every single one of you that have listened to my voice this morning, this evening, this night. From here now is 27 minutes on top of the hour, 10 p.m. here in United Kingdom, presumably the same 27 minutes on top of 11 p.m. on the Holy Land of Biafra. This is the Biafra Alpha Power Media International. My name is Mazi Umeh, and like I said, it's greeting me from here. I'm signing out. May IKECHUKWU continue to guide and protect. Most importantly, our leader Mazi Umeh, may he persevere, guide him and preserve him and incubate him, because he is our last hope. And may IKECHUKWU bless land of Biafra. There will not much I sign out from here.